I'm so excited to begin tonight's conversation with Evelyn DeJesus, who is Executive Vice President of the AFT, as well as a board member of the Albert Shanker Institute. In addition, Evelyn chairs the AFT Latino Issues Task Force and serves as the presiding officer of the AFT Asian American and Pacific Islander Task Force and the newly created AFT Native American Indigenous Task Force and the AFT LGBTQIA+ Task Force. She is also on the board of the AFL-CIO and Solidarity Center. She serves as the co-chair on both the Racial Justice Task Force and the Immigration Committee, and she serves on the executive board for the Maritime Trades Department. Evelyn DeJesus was also elected president of the Labor Council for Latin American Advancement and serves on the board of directors of the Congressional Hispanic Caucus Institute, the National Immigration Forum, and is president of the board of the National Association of Bilingual Education. She was also appointed to serve on President Biden's Advisory Commission on Advancing Educational Equity, Excellence, and Economic Opportunity for Hispanics, and chairs the Pre-K-12 Education Committee. And in 2024, she was elected to the Executive Board of Education International. It is my absolute privilege to welcome Evelyn DeJesus to offer opening comments to set the stage for tonight. Thank you, Evelyn.
Thank you so much, mi hermana Mary Catherine. Buenas tardes, Anilia. I am so excited celebrating Hispanic Heritage Month. And like Mary Catherine said, I'm Evelyn DeJesus, Puerto Riqueña from New York City, New Yorican, the first Latina officer in 188 years at the AFT. I am bien orgullosa de eso, and we're here to be at this table and to redesign this table. And as my sister, Mary Catherine, I serve with her. She's an amazing executive director at the Albert Shanker Institute. And so I want to thank everybody for this invitation. I want to thank you for joining us as we raise our collective voices on the importance of the Latino vote in this election. And what better way to celebrate it during Hispanic Heritage Month than through this critical time and critical discussion. So today's discussion is a powerful reminder of our collective responsibilities to exercise one of our most sacred acts as Americans to participate in our democracy. We are literally 2 weeks away, 2 semanas from Election Day, even though millions of Americans have already voted. We're in the fight of our lifetime, and we are gathered here today to analyze and discuss what's happening with one of the key constituencies in this election. We have experts from some of the leading national organizations, Unidos US and Voto Latino, who have been doing this work for decades. And we're here with Sonia Diaz, whose research on Latinas is critical to understanding the growing demographic. And I know we've heard this, but I need people to hear me very clearly. Our American freedoms are on the line. We are in a race between fear and between hope, between making life harder, more insecure, and more dangerous for our community, and opening the doors of opportunity for hardworking families. We have become a critical force in shaping local, state, and national elections. For the first time in history, Latino voters have become the second largest voting bloc in the nation, en nuestra nación, with the power to shape the outcomes in key states such as Arizona, Georgia, Nevada, Michigan, New York, Pennsylvania, and Ohio. With over 36 millones Latino eligible to vote, our collective voice will critically impact the future of our communities and this country. Conservative numbers point to 17 million of us across the US turning out to vote in this election. So one thing is extremely clear. Our communities will make the difference in this election. Nuestras comunidades marcarán la diferencia en estas elecciones. It shouldn't be a surprise to anyone that neither party has a lock on the Latino vote. Think about it. No other community is monolithic either. Not men or women or seniors or young people or any other racial or ethnic community. Still, too many observers seem to be mystified about what Latinos want in their political leaders. My sisters will have a good bit, and these are experts. These women are guerreras. I love them. I've worked with them in different capacities, and these sisters will have a good bit to say on this subject, I'm sure. But to me, it's no mystery at all. We want our children to have safe, welcoming public schools where they are free to read and to learn the truth. We want an America that helps make families stronger, not one that tears our families apart with a mass deportation brigade. We leaders who will protect and expand the same freedoms every other American wants. Freedom of economic opportunity, freedom to read and learn what we want, freedom to join a union and grow the labor movement, freedom to have affordable health care, freedom to have a dignified retirement, freedom to vote and to make sure every vote is counted fairly, freedom over our reproductive rights, freedom to pursue the promise of America para todos. My friends, mi amigos, every single one of these freedoms is on the ballot this November. We Latinos have the power in our manos, in our hands, to protect, to strengthen, and expand these freedoms, or to watch them trampled and disrespected. All we have to do is get to our people to the voting booth. I look forward to the discussion from the panelists of experts. Muchas gracias. Let's do this.
Evelyn, thank you so much for setting the stage for what is going to be, I think, both an inspiring and motivating conversation. Thank you so much. I'd love to take a moment now to welcome our panelists tonight. As you mentioned, Evelyn, this is just an incredible group of panelists that we have the opportunity to hear from. Why don't I introduce all three of you, and then we'll jump into some conversation. So first, I'd love to introduce Sonia Diaz. She is the co-founder of Latina Futures 2050 Lab. She is a civil rights attorney and policy advisor renowned for her pioneering work in advancing equitable representation and opportunities for Latinas. As the co-founder of the Latina Futures 2050 Lab, she champions a vision where Latinas have equal access to leadership roles, contributing to a thriving society for all. With a keen focus on addressing the glaring underrepresentation of Latinas in legal academia and influential positions, Sonia Diaz orchestrated a multifaceted inquiry aimed at exploring contemporary legal and advocacy challenges through a Latina lens. One notable initiative under her leadership has included the Transforming the Nation Through Law and Policy Symposium and the publication of the Latina Futures volume in the UCLA Chicanx Latinx Law Review. Sonia, I would love to welcome you tonight. Joining Sonia is Clarissa Martinez de Castro. She is the Vice President of the Latino Vote Initiative at Unidos US. Clarissa is passionate about strengthening civil society and as Vice President of the Latino Vote Initiative at Unidos US, she leads efforts to elevate the importance of conducting continuous, year-round voter empowerment and engagement activity. She is a frequent media commentator on the Latino electorate and immigration issues. She also designed and led the Rise Above campaign, an initiative to build a positive and accurate narrative of our changing America in order to foster collaborative action. She is a U.S. Vote Foundation board member and a 2015 Presidential Leadership Scholar and an Nantucket Project 2015 Catalyst Fellow. Clarissa holds a master's degree from Harvard's Kennedy School of Government and a bachelor's degree from Occidental College. Welcome, Clarissa. Thank you for joining us tonight. And our final panelist, joining Sonia and Clarissa, is Camille Rivera. She is a partner at New Deal Strategies. Camille draws her deep ties to the labor movement and years of experience with issue campaigns in New York City and across the country. As an Afro-Latina born and raised in the Bronx, Camille understands the importance of bringing lived experience to campaign leadership. She's offered her political commentary on CNN, New York One, the BBC, WNYC's The Takeaway, and she has written op-eds for publication like Color Lines and the New York Daily News. She's been profiled in the Huffington Post and other media outlets across the country. She also received her bachelor's degree at the City University of New York and her master's in public policy at New York University Wagner School of Public Policy. Since joining the New Deal team in 2019, Camille has served as senior advisor on the New York operation for Senator Elizabeth Warren's 2020 presidential campaign, worked with SEIU to build out the National Latino Civic Engagement Table, and overseen SEIU's Latino Independent Expenditure Program in key battleground states. As you can hear from these incredible introductions of our panelists tonight, we have amazing expertise with you. And